Hey everybody, Voice of Reason here. I just got back from seeing Equestria Girls 2, Rainbow Rocks. And before I give my thoughts on the series, I just want to point out that, yes, Friends Forever number 8 is coming out, but that's going to push Comics Month back to October. So what I'm instead going to be doing is, or at least to kick off Comics Month, I'm actually doing a crossover with Canned Cream, who you can check out his channel here. Yeah, here's good. So pay attention to his channel, and you'll see the crossover I'm doing with him on that. Second, yes, I'll probably talk about more in detail with Toon Critic Y2K, who you should follow here. Probably him and I are going to do a roundtable review, see if we get past analysis in on it as well, as we did last year with the Equestria Girls movie review. Or Equestria Girls Balanced Perspective. So, yeah. So from here on out, spoilers ahead. If you don't care about spoilers or you have seen the movie, continue. If you don't want to figure out spoilers, stop the video now and come back until you, I don't know, see the movie in theaters or you find a torrent online or something. Anyway, Equestria Girls 2. Now, if everyone knows my initial thoughts on Equestria Girls, absolutely hated the movie. I thought there were so many plot holes. Sons of Shimmer was a terrible villain. Flash Sentry being unnecessary to the plot, and of course, what was the other big thing? Oh, the climax was absolutely garbage. Now, Equestria Girls 2, a million times better. This was a great movie. Yeah, this has my seal of approval, I guess, if you will. So I guess we can... sorry, just getting out my notes I had earlier. I guess start with a big selling point was the music. Last time it was more of a pop music. This time it's rock, and oh, it is so much better. And it's probably just my taste, but I found myself tapping to the music a lot more. Very few songs did sound the same throughout the movie. Although "Shake Your Tail" does have a similar tune to "Let the Rainbow Remind You," which is again not that bad. Yeah, the only really bad thing with the music was that some of the songs were either cut off. For example, I think it was during Trixie's first segment, it kept cutting away from Trixie to either Sunset Shimmer and the girls, or I think it was Daggio and her posse backstage. But other than that, music was great, and what was it? Oh, by the way, and should I talk about this now? No, I'll get into... Actually, I'll talk about the animation. Vastly improved. One of the big things I noticed was, again, I can see that the animation staff is getting more comfortable with certain poses, like a lot more shading around in darker scenes. Like there's a scene where Twilight is trying to figure out a counter spell. She's trying to write it down, and she's in the kitchen of Pinkie Pie's room, and then it just has the lighting here, and it just focuses on her, and the shading is just perfect. There was actually a lot of interesting use of panning shots, a lot more. Like, for example, there was you have the scenes where it's just like where it's flashing, you just do a pan shot like that, but sometimes it would start from the bottom up. It would either pan up, or you would get an angle where you get to see sort of like a 3D motion. Kind of what like they did in Sleepless in Ponyville with Scootaloo, doing the 360 shot, only it's the camera like slowly moves so you can actually see how round their heads are. And again, it's absolutely brilliant. And then there's the climax. I'll just say this: if you're a fan of Scott Pilgrim, you are going to love the final confrontation. let's see, what else is there to talk about? All right, the characters. I'll get one thing out of the way. Starting with Pinkie Pie, she's not an idiot. She's in both universes. She is not an idiot. Megan finally figured out how to write Pinkie Pie as a secondary character. I mean, she still is zany a couple of times, but there's points where she actually acts smart of how Twilight is actually going to be able to get to the other universe, despite the portal not being open, and it's some of Pinkie's best from Megan's writing. What else is? That's just one of them. Twilight in this episode. There's this whole theme about everyone. This probably could play into a little more down the line. But I don't think we've ever addressed one big thing about Twilight as her being the leader. I mean, with the exception of Princess Twilight Sparkle, how everyone relies on her. But in the movie, she's at a loss. She has no idea what the hell to do. And that's actually something that I'm surprised the show has yet to tackle. So I guess, again, some small progression with Twilight's character, and yeah, that was good. Alright, what else? Oh, the villains, okay. Now, this actually kind of made me laugh a little bit when I first read what the name of the villains were. What was it? Sonata, Aria, and Adagio are the names of the villains. And I was laughing just at the name of Adagio because... Oh, God, I'm probably going to screw up this, but Adagio, in music terms, means slow, or slow-paced. So, yeah, way to go on that, Megan. You accidentally called your villain slow. Oops. But yeah, they were actually intriguing villains. One thing that actually I liked in here compared to the first movie is that they actually showed the backstory of Sunset Shimmer, not backstory, but the backstory and mythos of the three characters. And if you probably saw some of the teasers, you probably guess, okay, they're sirens. Turns out they explain it a little better in the movie, but basically they're enchantresses who captivate people through their song. They appear to be, and sometimes they appear beautiful on the outside, but when they're not singing or they see their monstrous form, they're like really monstrous. Though this one, they're, I think, seahorses. I don't know. It was pretty cool. Again, they do talk about this. They do talk about a lot. I'm trying to catch my thoughts here. Yeah, they gave their backstory. They have their own personalities. Being Adagio, the leader. Sonata, I think is the second command, and Aria is the evil version of Pinkie Pie because we need at least some comedy between them. Again, there's a lot I actually want to know more about them, but unlike Sunset Shimmer, where we got nothing about her, there's plenty to be explored. But I'm actually kind of satisfied with how the characters are handled. And they were great villains. And finally, Sunset Shimmer, very well handled. I really enjoyed her character in this one. They actually go on the redemption angle, and they don't I don't think they're. I'm not sure if she's fully forgiven by the end of it, but I think the big message was that it's something that she's still working towards. Which, again, that's a big plus. And let's see, I'm trying to think of anything else. Flash still has no character. Although he is actually essential to the plot. Flash is still a non-character, but he actually does do something. I think the only character I was kind of peeved at was Rainbow Dash, because her ego was times 100, almost to. I'm not sure what level she would be at. Either I don't know, somewhere between like the May the Best Pet win and Meredith levels of ego. Yeah, somewhere in that. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, there's not really much to say other than music was great, animation was great. And this is actually another big one. Before I cleaned up, but compared to the first movie, Equestria Girls 2 Rainbow Rocks feels complete. There's no extra exploration that needs to be done with this movie. It feels like nothing is missing. Unlike, say, the first movie where we're not given anything on Sunset Stripper's backstory or how the portals work, how the moons work. There was nothing about. And there's also another thing with the reveal of the sirens. There's actual build up to like the big reveal of the villains. So there's another thing that I liked about that. I really liked Equestria Girls. So come back to Toon Critic's channel. Sorry, but I forgot where I put him. Probably Toon Critic's channel here. We're probably going to do a roundtable review on that in the next couple of days. So until then, check out Can Cream's channel. We're going to do the crossover for that. Until then, on The Voice of Reason, I'll see you next time.